Yo, what is up, guys? So, this is part two of quarterback free agency talk, or whatever you like to call it. Even though this isn't much free agency than it is trading for a quarterback. Like I said in earlier videos or in the description of my previous video, go check that out because this is part two, and part one is where I dive deep in certain aspects of the quarterback room of other teams. Um, Washington, the biggest need for Washington, aside from wide receiver, aside from beefing up that secondary, is quarterback, because you can't have a quarterback, or you can't have a team without a quarterback. Quarterbacks are what makes this offense run, in my opinion. And Washington, just got by with decent quarterback play last season, so they gotta find either a bridge quarterback to finally find that quarterback of the future, or this offseason find that quarterback of the future now. So two quarterbacks that are in trade rumors with Washington, both Raider quarterbacks. Funny enough, both are Raider quarterbacks. Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota. So I'm going to break down those two quarterbacks, what I like from both of them, what they could bring individually to the Washington football team, and which one I would like to see best fit with Washington. So let's talk about Derek Carr. Derek Carr, positive upside is that he is an accurate passer. He is one of the best accurate passers in the league right now. He's like 65 or more a percentage. Maybe there are worse seasons where he was like 70% accurate. His accuracy's on point with the Raiders. Led the Raiders to a 12-4 record. Of course, we have the Jack Del Rio connection with Derek Carr, and when Derek Carr and Jack Del Rio was head coach of the Raiders. So there's that connection there. So maybe he could flourish, if Jack Del Rio, I know that he's on the defensive side of the football, but maybe, he can give pointers to the offensive coordinator Scott Turner and Ron Rivera on how to handle best Derek Carr. So that's, the upside there. The accuracy and the connection to Jack Del Rio led the team to a 12-4 record. Even though he didn't lead him to the playoffs, he got hurt in that playoff game. So really, aside from that, aside from being accurate, doesn't have a winning record. I don't know if it has something to do with John Gruden, but under Jack Del Rio, Derek Carr played great, had a 12-4 season. But when John Gruden came in, really, Derek Carr just hasn't been able to, hit that. The Raiders hasn't been able to hit that next gear to get them to the playoffs. So that's just wasting talent, in my opinion. So maybe he could fit here best in Washington. Unfortunately, as of right now, Derek Carr won't have the same talent that he has in Las Vegas. With a big, Logan Thomas is good, but he's not a that tight end that the what's his name? Man, it's probably gonna come back to me. He's not that type of tight end. Darren Waller, there you go. Darren Waller. He's no Darren Waller. Logan Thomas is not Darren Waller. The wide receiving court isn't actually half that bad with Henry Ruggs, Brian Edwards, so on and so forth. He actually, funny enough, Derek Carr revitalized Nelson Aguilar's career. Made Nelson Aguilar an appealing wide receiver option. But more on that later with the wide receivers. So he's an accurate passer. Doesn't turn the concern is, like I said, um, he's a stat guy as well. Picks up stats, but really doesn't have big wins. Granted, I don't know if it's because of the Raiders organization. Their defense isn't all that good either. But Washington, I'm curious to see what Derek Carr could be with a really good defense, because the Raiders defense, when Jack Del Rio left, because the Raiders defense was awesome when Jack Del Rio was there, but when John Gruden took that over, really just bottom of the league defense. So maybe if Derek Carr comes to DC, his accuracy of his quarterback accuracy could, paired off with a good defense, could bring this team back up to maybe a 10-6, 12-4 team. Next quarterback, Marcus Mariota. Before I do that, actually, so let's talk about the trade value for Derek Carr, though. The Raiders are reporting that they want first-round picks for Derek Carr. Do I think he's worth that value? No, just because he has not broken through that ceiling just yet. I don't think he's worth two first-rounders, in my opinion. I think maybe a second round or a third round. Like I said, Washington doesn't do well with their second round picks, and they have 2 third-round picks. So the value is too high for Derek Carr. Yes, I would like to see him in DC to see if he could bring that accuracy and that connection with Jack Del Rio here to DC. Maybe, like I said, a quarterback upgrade is needed at the quarterback position. But I would not give up first-round picks for the guy. I'm sorry. I would go maybe a second and a third, or maybe a second and a fourth. But, I understand the Raiders want high picks for their guys. Next up, Marcus Mariota. Let's break down his career. Was drafted by the Tennessee Titans back in 2015. I think he was their second pick. The second pick of the 2015 draft. And what he brings to the table is, and he was on the rumor mill. He was on the rumor mill. Washington has been rumored to be interested in him over the weekend. So I actually like him over Derek Carr because Marcus Mariota is actually mobile. He also has a playoff win under his belt as well. Led a comeback. I remember when the Titans were trailing the Chiefs 21-3 with Alex Smith. I was about to turn off the game that one year, but something kept me going to watch that game, and it was Marcus Mariota because his mobility. He actually cool thing. So he threw a pass to himself somehow. I don't know how that happened. But like I said, 2015 draft selected by the Tennessee Titans. The only issue is that he is injury prone or got injured and didn't play well in Tennessee. Hence the reason why he was replaced by Ryan Tannehill. But maybe that offense did not fit Marcus Mariota. But when he came off the bench, when Derek Carr got hurt, he played very well. Almost led the Raiders to a win against, I think it was it Denver? No. Can't remember what team it was. I remember it was a Thursday night game where he almost led the team to a win off of the bench. But I like him. He's mobile. He could fit nicely in Scott Turner's offense with what Scott Turner likes to do. Like I said, Ron Rivera, Scott Turner, they like their mobile quarterbacks. They're quarterbacks that can move around. And that's what you get in Marcus Mariota. Now, his accuracy is something to be desired. His durability is also an issue as well because he got hurt. I remember he was playing, or did he play, against Washington back in 2018. And he got hurt, didn't finish the game. So that's the only knock against Marcus Mariota is his durability and his accuracy. And also, I think he also he fumbles the football as well. So he can't, doesn't secure the football, but he's mobile. And also, if he's given into the right system, because in Tennessee he didn't have the right system, and in Oakland I'm not sure yet because it was only a half, but I think he could fit perfectly with what Scott Turner and Ron Rivera would like to do on offense. For him, I think that would be a cheaper deal, to be honest. To trade, he hasn't started a game in a year and a half, like 2 years, I think. Yeah, 2 years. A year and a half. I know he's a first round pick, but I would not give up a first round pick. He would be a cheaper guy. I think maybe a third and a fourth, or maybe a third and a fifth. That's as far as I would go. Or maybe even a fourth round pick. I would not give up more than a third round pick for Marcus Mariota. I would not be mad if Washington gives up a third round pick. If you guys are upset with me saying he's worth a third round pick, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. But I think I would not be mad for a third round pick, but no more than that. If it's more than that, hang up the phone, just because he hasn't shown to be worth that type of money. But I do think that he is owed a second chance at being a starter, and I think in Scott Turner's offense, he could flourish. So let me know what you guys think. Who would have a better fit here in Washington, Derek Carr or Marcus Mariota? Remember, this is not free agency. This is more trade. Washington is rumored to be interested in one of those two guys. I would be fine with either two. I just think that I like Marcus Mariota more than I like Derek Carr, to be honest. Just because he's cheaper and he's more mobile than Derek Carr, to be honest. So that's the only upside about Marcus Mariota that I like, and he could fit perfectly in Scott Turner's offense. But let me know what you guys think. If you're new to my channel and you like what you hear and you're rocking with me, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video, share the video, comment. Until then, guys, keep it real. I will see you guys next time. Peace.